Peace, peace, peace. What's poppin', my peoples? It's your boy Sincere Seven coming to you from the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, as well as the House of Genesis. What was that on my penis? so, you know, when I got ready to share this, I was thinking about how people talk about when you on social media that when you make titles that it's got to be something that's catchy or whatnot. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, wait, how you scrolling past that and be like, what's that on my dick? Like, oh, wait, what? What the? Like, I don't know. It's just I might need to tap in to figure out. But it wasn't just clickbait. This is a real story. I'm about to share my experience with y'all. And all of this is a true story. So if you've seen me, do lectures or conferences, or if I've showed up in your state, you might have seen me do a talk or something. You might have heard this story. Or if you've, frequented the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. I have shared this story, a few times, but I'm not sure if I ever shared it, on social media. And so I just really wanted to tap in and just give some people some understanding, because we've been talking a lot lately about detoxing. And we've been talking a lot lately about parasites and energy and healing and all of this different stuff. And, I'm not against any of it, but there's been talks of how, where, what, and all of that. And so I just wanted to kind of share my testimonial with y'all about Kambo. Because a lot of times I'll be hearing things and people be insinuating that, oh, cancer comes from parasites, and this comes from this, and this comes from that, and this comes from this. And it's like a lot of insinuation. But like, I don't know anybody who said, oh, I had a client who came to me that had cancer and I gave this parasite cleanse and now they're cancer free, right? So it's kind of like some things be alluding to or around, but it's like, tell me a situation where you can show and prove that that and this went together. And that's what I'm about to do now. So with that being said, let me tell you my story of what that was on my dick. I am so childish. Okay. So this is a story, a personal testimonial about Kambo and the healing powers that it has. Okay. So I am prior service military. I was in the Army for 6 years. Okay. So when I was stationed in Fort Riley, Kansas, I had got sent to Kosovo for what's called a peacekeeping mission. So peacekeeping mission is kind of like war, except for wars are funded and publicized, and peacekeeping missions are something that the government wants to do, and they might not have the backing of everybody else, so they'll call it something different and tell everybody that they're doing this, that, and the other, and go do what they really want to do. I ain't gonna get into all that. Let's just keep in line with the story. So I'm being sent to Kosovo on a peacekeeping mission. Now, anytime you go overseas with the military, before they send you over there, they pump you full with vaccines. Okay? And now, let me tell you, when they do this, like for those of y'all who was in the military, y'all know what I'm talking about. You literally, share this video, please. If you're watching this, please share this video. You're literally walking down a line, and there's soldiers on this side of you and that side of you, and they're holding air guns. And as you're walking, they're just going. So I don't know. It might be 2 or 3 vaccines in each gun. You might have 3 people on each side. You might just got 6 vaccines. It was like that. Okay. So I'm walking down like a fucking cattle, getting all these shots in both arms. All right. They send us overseas. So when you go overseas, when you first get there, there's like where you are staged at, like you're getting ready to go to where you're going to be doing your works or whatever. But it's the general staging area. We'll just call it that. You might be there for a few weeks before you go where you're going to start your mission. So I'm in that area, and I've been here for about 2-3 weeks. And I go to the porta potty to relieve myself. And I'm sitting there in the porta potty, and I look down, and right where my torso ends and my penis begins to stretch out, right in that section where they connect at, right there grew this big bump. It looked like damn near like a nipple. Like it was sticking out a little bit. It was like, what the hell is that, right? So when I was in the military, I was very, very promiscuous, okay? I was a whoremonger. And so I was known for keeping condoms. Like, that was my thing. Like, you would walk in my room and I have 2 cases, not boxes, cases of condoms on my dresser. It was like, no, this guy, he has sex a lot. This is what he does. If you in the barracks and you ain't got no condoms, you'll come to my room. Oh, I'm about to get some. I need a condom. It was like that. So in my mind, I'm like, this how? I'm the poster boy for condoms. So I go to the TMC and they check me out, and she tells me, let me see. She tells me, let me see, how did it happen? No, I didn't go. First, I was nervous and I was kind of like, what do I do? I don't know, da-da-da-da. And then about a week later, on the shaft of my penis, on the left side, another one grew. This is where I got concerned, and I went to the TMC, and I'm telling them, and the lady's like, all right, let me see. And I, and they're checking it out, and I'm like, okay, well, she's like, no, it's not an STD. I'm like, well, what is it? She said, it's a skin tag. I said, well, tag somebody else, because I don't want to be it. I don't want to play this game. Like, what the fuck do we do? She said, it's nothing serious. It's nothing to worry about. Now, keep in mind, she did not explain to me what I'm explaining to y'all in a minute. But she said there's nothing to worry about. And I said, I do a lot of work with this, and this is not good for the work that I do, because this is going to be a lot of conversating, like, yo, what the, right? So she said, well, we can freeze it off. I said, well, shit, get the ice. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. She said, no, we use like a liquid nitrogen, some type of something. Now, keep in mind, this was like 25 years ago. So she says, the thing is, if we use the liquid nitrogen and it freezes too far, we might hit a nerve. And I'm like, well, shit, my mom always told me, you got nerves. So I got some extras. She said, yeah, your shit might stop working. I said, whoa, hold on. Now I'm joking. Now things are serious. So you telling me that the freeze can go too deep and I can have a Jimmy that don't work? Yes. So my options is to walk around with a Jimmy with these motherfucking growths on it, which she told me skin tags, that I'm gonna have to explain all this shit, or get them removed, have a pretty penis, but it might not work. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty good at talking, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my chances. I'm gonna keep that. So for 20 years, I had these skin tags on my penis. One on the end, one on the shaft, on the side. So there's no work that you could go down there to do personally that you're not gonna see or feel this. So imagine the conversations that would start when somebody's going on some fellatio type of, like, hold on, hey, what the fuck? Hey, and not only that, imagine how I used to feel when an individual that I was with didn't question me, didn't ask, didn't pause and hesitate. Now I'm going, wait, that didn't make you right? So this was a very, very tricky thing to go through for 20 years sexually. Fast forward 20 years later, I am now at my Kambo training. I had paid for the instructor to come from Mexico to Detroit to train me in Kambo. They came, and when they got there, the day they got there, the borders to America and Mexico and Canada was shut down. It was COVID. It was like February, right? So the day the borders got shut down is the day the teacher got there. So she was supposed to come teach Kambo for a week and go back to Mexico, and ended up living with me for the next year. So I got to live with my sacred plant teacher. So that was a awesome experience. Anyway, we're in training. We go through the training. Now it's time for Kambo. I go first because, of course, I'm getting trained. Everybody else is around and they're hearing the lecture about Kambo, and they're going to get the opportunity to experience it during my training So after training, I will be, me and my trainer will be serving Kambo to our people. Okay. So I go first. I get one gate right there. Bow. I'm rolling in the grass, purging. Y'all know me. That boy's so damn overdoing it, right? All right. I get the Kambo. I purge, seal it off. We're talking. It was a beautiful experience. The endorphins hitting after I come out, the ability to jump higher, to taste better, to see brighter. I felt it. It was like, oh, this is crazy the way I feel, like new, right? That had to be around 3 o'clock, or 3 o'clock or earlier. So the next day we're going to do more Kambo. So of course we go to sleep. Now, mind you, during COVID, and they were talking about shelter in place, the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit was deep as hell. We was in that joint at least 20 deep, at least, maybe more, right? And so the next morning, I'm going to get up because we're going to do more talks, more training, and we're going to do more Kambo. Today, we're doing 2 gates each, I think, because we did 1 gate, 2 gate, then I did 4 gates. It was a continual thing. So this is the second day. I did 1 gate yesterday. I get up the next morning to do my personal hygiene. I'm in the shower. I'm taking a shower. I'm rinsing off in the shower, and I look down at my dick. And I get to lifting my foot up and looking up, like, because where the fuck my skin tags go? Because they both were absolutely gone. Listen, y'all, hold on. So let me recap that. I'm 18 years old, maybe 19, in the U.S. Army. They have pumped me filled with vaccines, which hold a lot of heavy metals. So now all of these heavy metals are trying to escape my body. This melanated individual, that melanin, they say when you have all the moles, that's heavy metals trying to escape, especially if you don't eat enough fruit. Anyway, so these heavy metals are trying to escape my body, and they cannot, and they get trapped in. Now, I was told that moles quite often grow in crevices and places where things move a lot. So like in your eyes, you know how you be rubbing your eyes and different things like this, they'll say that. So I don't know all of this. This is why I like to point out what I heard and what is what. So me having as much sex as I had and the growth and contraction of my penis gave the body an idea of letting those out there because of the movement. But I'm in Kosovo now. I'm not having sex. So where you thought, oh, let me try to escape, I'm not having sex no more. I'm overseas. Like, that's not what's popping. And so I'm thinking, I guess the escape route wasn't doing enough movement. The heavy metals got trapped in all of the melanated skin and created skin tags. Boom, they're trapped for 20 years. Listen, y'all, these skin tags, since the time that I first saw them in the porta potty and went, oh shit, have been in the same place, the same shape, the same size for 20 years. I did 1 gate of Kambo, bow, and less than 24 hours later, they are both 100% totally gone. When I'm looking at my penis, there wasn't even a shadow of something used to be here for 20 years. A mark, a nothing. I came out of that bathroom in my towel saying, hey, y'all, my dick regular. My dick regular. Everybody is in the pad. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I had to tell them because nobody knew this. Yo, come here. Ask my girl. Look. My girl had to look like, oh shit, because of course she knew, like everybody who's ever knew, like this is something that if you've been with me, you know, right? No, gone. 20 years. No diet, no detox, no, I've been vegan, vegetarian, all of that. I've done it all. Nothing ever removed it. 1 gate, Kambo, less than 24 hours. Totally gone. Talk to me. I talk that. Talk a little shit because I talk that. That is a testimonial. That is what you said. This shit is about cleansing. This is about detoxing. This is about cleansing heavy metals. Like, I like when we have things that support what we're saying. I understand that a lot of things that we read, sea moss and burdock root has the 102 essential elements, blah, 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 blah. Well, how about we talk about how much the amounts of those elements, though? Aren't a lot of them so micro that there's not even close to the amount of the daily value needed to actually create a change or to offer protection? So should we really be presenting it as if it is this powerhouse, even though it is? But I like to present things as they are. If they are really as powerful as you say they are, there's no need to elaborate or to try to make it seem. Just say exactly what it did. I don't have to try to tell you that Kambo do. No, I can tell you, and I can give you an example. The multitude of individuals that we've had that have come through the Psychonaut Academy Detroit with fibroids, with cysts, with lumps, with inflammation, arthritis, the reproductive system issues. Kambo is absolutely awesome for the female reproductive system. Absolutely. If you are a woman who is having trouble trying to conceive a child, I invite you to do Kambo. That will assist you. If you are, so it's not just cleansing and detoxification, it's immune system modulation. It actually returns or boosts your immune system to its highest levels of operation. See, so a lot of times we're talking about hacking things and trying to make the body do sometimes. No, all you need to do is get the body to operate the natural way that it does. We do so many things that are what I would call unnatural: the smoking, the drinking, the eating of certain substances, the using of certain substances, all of these different things that throws the cell phones and the computers and all of this. Like, it's not just what we put in our body, but what we expose our body to. A lot of y'all that talk about you got insomnia and you can't sleep. That's because you got the goddamn blue signals from the phone in your goddamn eyeball up until the time you can put the phone up or next to you and then think you're gonna go to sleep. But it take your damn body an hour to settle down from them blue frequencies that we feeding it. You having insomnia? Put your phone downstairs or in another room before you go to bed. Give yourself 30 to 45 minutes to an hour of not looking at no screen or blue lights at all before you go to bed. Sit in your room under a red light and read you a book for 30 minutes, or sit and meditate, or have a conversation with your loved one, you know what I'm saying, for an hour before you go to bed. Watch how you sleep differently. Don't get up in the middle of the night and look at what time it is on your phone. Don't keep your phone, keep lights. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. So let me share something with y'all. I'm a cannabis cultivation artist, right? I grow weed. I grow some of the best cannabis in Michigan. And one thing about the cannabis plants, you know, they are a lot like us as humans, right? When they are born, or they are either male or female, you know, they need the balance of the darkness for the seed and the roots, and they need the light up top, you know what I'm saying? And just all of these different aspects. But the point is that when they're in their growth phase, they need to have 8 hours of darkness. And when you're ready for them to start flowering or creating buds, then the light cycle has to be changed from 8 hours of darkness to 12 hours of darkness. 12 hours of uninterrupted darkness. Now, if you grow weed and over those 2 months of flowering time, let's just say, oh, I forgot my pencil and I need to find it. And I go in the grow room and I turn the light on for 30 seconds to a minute, find my pencil, turn the light off, and leave out. Literally, I just stressed that plant. Now, if I continue to do that, and sometimes it only takes once or twice, but if I continue to do that, what will happen is it will throw off the flowering cycle and the growth of the plant, and sometimes it will even cause it to hermaphrodite. The female plant will grow a male part and start to pollinate itself. So it fucks with the plant's growth and development so much that it throws off the genetic ability. What does that sound like? So think about us and how we are supposed to operate with uninterrupted darkness, right? While we're asleep. We got TVs in the bedroom. We got these little electrical clocks with the 642, like all of these lights. All of these lights should not be. Your bedroom should be as dark as possible the entire time. That's why those people who wear those little things over their eyes, that's what that be about. They're getting uninterrupted darkness. No matter who walks in that room, flips on a light, does any of that, that will assist you. There's a lot of these things that people just are not aware of because society is just bombarding us with all of this bullshit and all these external stimuli and these technological tools, and they're not telling you how they fucking up your natural flows and frequencies. You know what I'm saying? So this is something we're talking about. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to also come on and make that that give you that personal testimonial about this Kambo. Um while the pandemic was going on, they were telling everybody to shelter in place, to give everybody 6 feet, to stay away from one another, and to wear masks. Again, we was at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit, at least 20 deep at night. During the day, more people would show. We was in there 30 to 40 deep, passing around blunts, drinks, food. I mean, we were in there. And when people would call and say, hey, I just left the hospital, I've been sick as hell, and the hospital just told me I got the COVID, I would tell them, come on over here. We're at the Psychonaut Academy Detroit. Come get some Kambo. And they would come over and they would walk in the door. And when they walked in, they would see all of us in there. And I would be like, hey, take your mask off. This is a healing house. We don't wear masks here. And they would say, well, I got COVID though. And so I don't want nobody in here to get. And we like, take the mask off. Here, hit the blunt. How you pass somebody COVID the blunt? Hey, here you go. You got a little wet right there, right? Listen, we was all like, I told him, if I'm telling you that Kambo will not just get rid of, but protect you from COVID, and you come over here and I'm wearing a mask, why would you believe me? Take the mask off, baby. Have a seat. Nobody here is nervous, because if we was, we would have left. And we give those people Kambo. I had somebody ask me once, they say, okay, well, I hear you saying this, that it protects you and da-da-da-da. So I just left the hospital. They said I'm positive for COVID. If I go back tomorrow after getting Kambo, will I test negative? And I said, well, I don't know, because I don't go to the hospital and I ain't got COVID. So I don't know. That's a good question. And they was like, okay. The next day they called me. They said, hey, I went to the hospital. I just left. I was like, oh, really? What happened? They said, I tested negative. How you feel? I feel great. So I'm not saying anything except for what happened. Okay. So also, all of those 20 to 30 people that was hanging out in the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit throughout that whole pandemic, I'm not aware of any of us having come down with COVID. And the one person that I remember saying that they caught COVID, and I was like, wait a minute, you got COVID? They was like, yeah. I was like, I thought you was with us when we was doing Kambo. And they was like, yeah, I was. Well, when did you get COVID? And we say that the medicine stays in your system about 3 to 6 months. Once you get to like 4 or 5 months, it's kind of your immune system and everything is kind of, so we'd be like, all right, come get more. That person, I think they said it was like 7 or 8 months since they had got Kambo. And I'm like, that's when you got COVID. Like, yeah, okay. Again, I'm just saying the things we hear, the things we read, the things that we say, and the experiences that we have, they all adding up. They all adding up. You know what I'm saying? So also fibromyalgia. No, that was snake venom. That was snake venom she had. Let me think. I'm trying to think of the different things that, you know what I'm saying, because we've had a plethora of individuals utilizing it for. So I just wanted to bring that, you know what I'm saying, to the people. Some of y'all might not be aware of it. Heavy metals, detoxing, anti-parasitic. So if you are on a parasitic, I hear a lot of people right now on that parasitic cleanse. Remember, this is a medicine from the animal kingdom. So it's stronger than the plant kingdom. The mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, fungi kingdom, animal kingdom, kingdom of man. As you go up in kingdoms, the strength the power of the medicine goes up, but also so does the consciousness. So the higher it goes up, the utilization for spiritual practices, it becomes a little bit more challenging because there's more consciousness in the modality that we're using. Did y'all just follow that? If not, you know what I'm saying, just run it back. You'll catch it. But I just wanted to come and introduce this to y'all for those who didn't know, give you a little bit of information. I know we've been talking snake venom a lot, you know what I mean? But I did want to bring back that Kambo, let y'all get introduced to that, let you get an understanding of that. And for those who don't know, it's a purgative. It sometimes does cause people to purge. What else? What else? Any questions, comments, concerns? Like I know I'm moving through a lot and I'm just dropping this, you know what I'm saying? But if there's any questions, comments, or concerns that anybody got, you know what I'm saying, drop it on me. That's what I'm here for. To give y'all a little bit of education behind this so you can decide if it's something that you might need or want to lean into. For those people talking about the duck flower, I don't use it. I would never give it to one of my clients. I invite you not to use it. I invite, if you, for most people who are taking that duck flower, what you're really looking to do, Kambo will give you what you're looking to do. Duck flower is a poison, and when it's put into your body is trying to flush and detox your body of the poison. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out. It's a lot of people that's hearing about duck flower and running to it. I wouldn't advise it. As a practitioner, that's not something I give to my peoples. I actually, you know, when my peoples come and ask me about it, I tell them, don't do that. Don't do that. Your body is not supposed to be doing that for 12 to 24 hours. The effects that the duck flower puts you through for the length of time that it does, for the reasoning, none of it adds up. It doesn't make sense. And it's another fad. And y'all got to keep in mind, be careful, because a lot of people are trying to calm down. A lot of people are finding their financial freedom in being able to sell some of these products. And so with that being said, they put extra emphasis. They say things to make you feel. They say things to make you think. They say things to allude to so that you can make purchases. I need people to buy this. Let me be very clear. I am a multi-business owner. If you don't do Kambo, it does not matter to me. I am not trying to sell you anything. So I don't need to, oh, this and that, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm informing you and educating you on what it is, how it does, how it works, and that it's available. I get my financial foundation from my businesses that I own. I get my desire fulfilled by being of service to my community. So I just want to be very clear when it comes to a lot of these, you know, different things that are offered. I just, you know, I be wanting people to just do more digging, do more education. Like, don't just listen to the people who are telling you what they're telling you. You know what I'm saying? Go and dig deeper. But everybody ain't cut like that. And that's why I know that the education platform that I provide is very important. Some people won't go do those introspective, deep researches and looking and verifying and checking the National Institute of Health and the Center for Disease Control, and, you know, the checking on how this interacts with this part of the body and how it can be harmful. It's so much that I've just been, since I've been in these realms, understanding that when you're trying to sell something, you're going to focus on the key aspects that are going to interest people, as far as the contradictions and the cautions and the who shouldn'ts and all of that. A lot of people don't get deep into it. Sometimes they just avoid it altogether. And, you know, then you'll have people that are selling things and having people use things for something that really shouldn't be, you know, or a misunderstanding or thinking that they're getting something that they're not. So, you know, I've heard the purge is pretty intense and the heart should be strong. Okay, so when it comes to the Kambo, first of all, the purge being pretty intense, that is relative, because actually, I would say probably it depends. Everybody doesn't purge. Now, I've heard that there's practitioners who will give people whatever medicine, and if they don't purge, they will add more, as if they're trying to force them to purge. I don't operate like that, first and foremost. So some people purge, some people do not. Also, it depends on the people's diet. So if you've had a very fucked up diet, fast food type of shit, a lot of meat, a lot of dairy, a lot of all of this, if you purge, it's possible that the purge might be intense. But also, what did you eat in the last day or so? You know what I'm saying? Because I invite my people to not eat at all the morning of, right? So what was your eating for the last couple days, right? So it's and I mean, I'm trying to think. I think every time I've purged has been intense. Like, have you ever had like a light purge? Like, oh, that was, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to. It's like it's not like a. Well, some people's are. I hate using that word violent. Like, but some people's are. Some people actually purge energy. Like I've had a person with a bucket just 20 minutes. And then when they're done and I go to get the bucket, there is absolutely nothing in there physical. And I'm talking about, I heard it coming out. Oh, those are some of the most awesome. And those people come out just looking brand new. Because let me be clear. Kambo is it's working for you, not against you. Duck Flower's working against you. Kambo's working for you. As a Kambo practitioner and teacher, I teach that you use the saliva of the client. This is controversial. I don't give a fuck no more. If you are somewhere getting Kambo and your practitioner spits in the spoon and uses their own spit to activate your medicine, I invite you to get up and leave. Side note, I don't care. They could be mad. I don't care who taught them. I don't care why. That shit is absolutely insane, okay? You use the saliva of the person getting the Kambo. It is their enzymes and their enzymes that are going to activate the Kambo stick. It is telling the Kambo medicine, I am now the host. Remember, the frog was the host. This was the frog's protection, the frog's detox, the frog's magic. Through the mystical arts practice, we are taking that and we are absorbing it into our body. So now we are the host. So to wake the medicine up, we wake it up with our own saliva. Your medicine man should not be using his saliva to activate your medicine. I said it. I don't care who got a problem with it. Tell them come see me. And if you somewhere getting trained and that's what they tell you to do, I invite you to come get trained at the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. Carrying on, when you activate that and you introduce that to you and it goes into the lymphatic system and is introduced to the bloodstream, it is becoming one with you. It is checking your diagnostics and your systems and saying, oh, bacteria, let's get rid of it. Oh, viruses, let's attack it. Oh, candida yeast, let's eliminate it. Oh, mucus, let's get that out, right? So it's doing all of these works for you. Now, it's a lot of work and it can become intense. So once it puts in the work and does what it does, immediately it tells your body to release endorphins, the feel-good chemical. So now you are powered up from all the cleansing. You can see better. You can run faster. You can taste better. You can smell better. You can hear better. You can jump higher. You can run faster. You can last longer. Listen, no. All of this shit I'm saying, this is real shit. This is real shit. And then after that, it releases the endorphins. So now, oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. I'm ready for anything. Okay? So it's working for you. So it does put you into an intense feeling while in space. In space is like 13 to 15 minutes. The medicine's on, it starts to heat up. You can feel it flushing. Ooh, gets a little hot in here. Ooh, I can get the pressure in my head. Okay, my eyes is watering, my mouth is salivating, my stomach is churning. The heart part, you did ask about the heart. Yes, your heart should be strong. If you've had a heart attack within the last 3 to 5 years, I usually won't give you Kambo. And if you don't feel like you can run a marathon without an issue to your heart, I would invite you to not do Kambo, but to do snake venom. Excuse me, y'all. So, people with weak hearts, yes, I kind of steer away from Kambo and towards snake venom. That's a little bit more comfortable for you and your body. But other than that, that's how the Kambo works. It's applied just like the snake venom. You know what I'm saying? We burn the teppy stick and Tamishi vine, Tamashe vine, and tap it on your skin. Open that gate up. Again, activate the medicine with your saliva. I desire that experiments. What's the investment? Inbox me and I can send all that info to you. Inbox me venoms. Inbox me venoms. So you activate the medicine, put it on, it goes into your system. You're in space for about 13 to 15 minutes. First 5 minutes is like to come on. Once it comes on, it gets intense. The intense part lasts for about 5 minutes, and then it starts to kind of level out. Some people get saposito face, where all the impurities and toxins will rush up to your head and your face, and you'll see it. Your face will be like swollen, like it's like saposito face, right? It's frog face. You look like the frog. And it lasts anywhere from sometimes 20 minutes to 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? As your body is detoxing and flushing all of this out. But after this in space, boom, we seal it up with dragon's blood to make sure that we seal that gate up so no impurities or toxins or anything like that, no infections. And your skin starts to build back up right after that, right? So after that, generally most people within 20 to 30 minutes are back and are more stronger, powerful, and feeling awesome. Now, there is that about 30% that, they got to take a nap. Like afterward, they're still like, oh man, like I need to lay down. And when they take a nap, usually they'll nap for anywhere from an hour to 3 hours. And when they get up, then they feel the brand newness. So I have seen that some people don't get it immediately. Some people got to take a nap and recharge. It's like their system got to fully shut down. And I wonder if that has something to do with their human design, like if those are the projectors or something like that. I might need to start keeping track of that. But Kambo is a beautiful medicine. The more you use it, the more you lean into it, the more you get in tune with the spiritual factors of it. But more generally, the people who just use it for the cleansing, detox, things like that, the benefit to your physical body is awesome. The more you use it, the character growth and development starts to come. The empathogenic properties, you being able to feel other people, you being able to tap into other people's vibrations, to illnesses entering your body. And then, of course, the more you use it, usually once you get to a practitioner and you're using it constantly, the spiritual aspects of Saposito to the point where it's not just physical things, it's energy, period. You're in a room and instantly Saposito comes online and tells you like, there's a fucked up vibration or energy that just entered your auric field, and you turn around and somebody just walked in. You don't know who they are. You've heard nothing about them. You've never seen them before, but you know that this person is bad for your energy, and you need to either have them removed or remove yourself or protect yourself and not deal or things like that. And it's very, very fascinating how it works. And it's like, it's not a voice, it's more of a knowing. And then once you question it, it's almost like a confirmation that this is Saposito talking to you. I've had situations where I had a situation. Okay, I'm the real life situation. Check this out. I'm gonna give y'all two different ones. The first one, I'm at dinner Me and my girl, we went out to dinner. We sit down, we ordered this restaurant. It's beautiful. The food is absolutely beautiful. It comes to the table, and I take, well, actually, after we ordered, I was sitting there and my face kind of frowned up. And she was like, "What's wrong?" I said, "Something ain't right." She said, "What you mean?" I said, "I don't know yet, but something's telling me that something ain't right. I don't know. That's all I know." This was after I ordered. By the time my food got there, I took the first fork and put it in my mouth and was like, mm. She was like, "It's nasty." I said, "Mm-mm. This shit is so fucking good." But as soon as I started chewing, my stomach, like something's not right within me. I'm not going to be able to eat. And then she was like, "You want to leave?" I said, "Yeah." We pack up the food. Boom, boom, boom. By the time we're getting to the car, I say, "Oh my God, I just got nauseous. I'm dizzy. Like something is not right." And immediately I had to get in the passenger seat, and I felt like the worst until I got home, did some Kambo, and was able to get back. Because after 2-3 months, like for me, I'm gonna explain like this. My Kambo Saposito be like, "Yo, I'm low on my secretion. I need more. So I have to take more." So if something comes into my body, Saposito would tell me, "Hey, I'm doing a diagnostic check and there's some things that I need to address, but I ain't got enough juice. I'm gonna need you to take Kambo." So if something comes heavy, it's telling me, "Hey, something's hitting you." But yo, so it told me, and by the time I started to feel it, I had already, okay, here's the other situation. I'm at Condor, and we had a great night, and we were, me, Oyi, and Makoshi. We were all staying in B&B together, and we was all standing out in the back talking. I had a Guinness, no, not a Guinness. I had a Heineken and a joint. We're all standing around outside talking. And as we're talking, I say, "Hey, y'all, don't panic, but shit's about to go all bad." And they was like, "What? What are you talking about?" I said, "Look, don't panic, but," and then I just fainted. Boom. Just dropped the beer, dropped the joint, just fell to the ground. And it was like, I don't know, but I imagine they thought I was joking, because who announces, "Hey, y'all, don't panic, but shit's about to go all bad." Like, wait, what? Nothing. I'm just saying, don't panic, but, and then just faints. Like I could hear, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't feel. They were like trying to get me together, but they didn't panic. So listen to this. This is when you know you in a circle of medicine workers. This is real shit. I'm laying here unconscious on the floor. I can hear, but I can't respond. I can't talk. I can't move. I'm just laying here, and in my mind, I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on, because I'm conscious. I can hear everything. They dragged me onto the elevator up to the second floor, dragged me to our B&B, across the threshold, closed the door, and they went to their rooms. Now, under normal circumstances, you would say your friends ain't shit. You fall unconscious, they drag you into the B&B and just drop you at the door and leave you. But this is medicine workers and practitioners, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, these people are in the realm. So nothing is telling them anything is, so they just going off of energy and what I told them. All right, you said don't. So, all right, you handle it. The next morning I woke up and I slowly crawled into the bathroom and turned on the shower, put my hand in the shower. As the water's hitting my hand, it's kind of giving me energy. I climbed into the shower, put the Kambo on, opened up my gate, put the Kambo on, and just laid there and just went through it for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, I jumps up, took my shower, came out the next morning, and was like, "Yo, that shit was crazy as hell last night, wasn't it, y'all?" They was like, "Yo, what the hell was that?" I said, "I don't know, but I just did Kambo. I'm back." The Kambo told me before I fainted, "Hey, something's all bad in your system." That's what I mean when I say spiritual connection. I didn't know, because I didn't feel anything. I'm hanging out and smoking and drinking. I'm having fun. Kambo caught my attention like, "Hey, Seven, huh? Shit's about to go all bad in your body. I just need you to know that." "What are you talking about?" "I don't know." "Hey, y'all, shit's about to go all bad in my body." "What you mean?" "I don't know." That is a spiritual connection. That's what I have with Kambo. You know what I'm saying? Usually when you become a practitioner and this becomes part of your lifestyle, this is a mystical arts practice. When we say that these practices, like TV has done so much to magic and mystical arts and sorcery till they've bastardized it and made it look like a redheaded stepchild or something to not fuck with or believe in because it's on some bullshit. But so what that does is it takes away the ability for people to see what it really is and how it really works. We're talking about a mystical art practice. You know how people will drink poison so that they can become immune to the poison? All right, well, what if you could do a mystical art practice to where, all right, well, you do this, so anytime that the virus, bacteria, poison enter your body, you already have something inside to fight it, as opposed to building it up through, because that would be magic. That would be a magical practice of building up your tolerance, right? And mystical arts would be using what we use, Kambo, right? Sorcery would be like you're so tapped into some divine source or power that you can consume a poison and then tell the source to filter that through your body and out to where it won't affect you. I'm not tapped into sorcery at that level yet. I don't have, well, I'm not even gonna say yet. I'm not really interested in sorcery a whole lot. That's another level, right? That's almost like getting into the bed with the mafia, right? That's sorcery. So I'm not a very big practitioner of sorcery, but with mystical arts and coming in tune with the planet Earth and the things that she offers, I'm a fan of that. And so that is also what Kambo and snake venom is. They are mystical art practices. Okay. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the difference in magic, mystical arts, and sorcery. That's another conversation. But this animal medicines are mystical arts practice. So there you go again, tapping in with the earth, the protection, the power, the cleansing, all of these different things, which is why the more you tap into it, the more you get in tune with the spirit. So I just wanted to present all of those things, give you all a little something to think about. If you all are interested in experiencing Kambo, cleansing, detoxing, all of these different things, inbox me. If you're looking to learn to become a sacred animal venoms practitioner using Kambo, scorpion venom, snake venom for healing of the body, character growth and development, spiritual entombment, inbox me venoms, and your email address, and I will email you the information packet for the upcoming trainings and certification programs. But other than that, y'all, share this with anybody who might need to utilize Kambo for their practices, whether it be healing, you know what I'm saying, cleansing, resetting your circadian rhythm. Kambo's great for that. Resetting the reproductive system, resetting the immune system. Anybody who's trying to do detoxes, cleansings, anything like that, I invite you to include this in your journey, okay? And if you just want to hear more, things like that, we got information. So you can reach out. My link, my Candly is on my pages. So if you're looking to link with me, and the price for the consultation goes towards whatever it is that you purchase. So if you get the consultation, you got to pay for the consultation because too many people is just getting on the phone with me to waste my time. So now we're putting the money where our mouth is. You really want to talk to me, put the consultation. And if you decide to move forward into either the training or experience, the money for the consultation goes towards that. Okay, so we can all treat each other respectfully and professionally, right? How much is the training and where is it? Again, yes, you might not have caught this. If anybody's interested in the training, I invite you to inbox me Venoms or DM me Venoms and include your email address, and I will send you the information packet about the class, when it is, where it is, all of those different things. So that's how you get information on that. Okay. Anything else? Anybody had anything? Any questions, comments, concerns? You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for tapping in. I asked everybody to share this video. Thank you for sharing it for those who did. And again, if you want to get with me, hit me up. Indeed. Thank you. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for listening. I know that was like, what the hell is he talking about? Why would he name that? But I really felt like this is something that people need to hear. And it's been a while. We've been talking about snake venom, snake venom, snake venom. Like we forgot to talk about the basics. Because before we go into bioengineering with the snake venom, I like to start with the Kambo. Let's go ahead and cleanse and detox everything before we start to change everything up. You know what I'm saying? And I like to finish with Bufo. But again, that's another conversation. So thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for sharing this video. Thank y'all for being supporters. I am on YouTube at the Pad or the Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. What is it? The PA Detroit, something like that. But yeah, you know, Psychonaut Academy of Detroit. And again, I appreciate y'all. So as always, tell somebody you love them, language they can understand it in. Peace.